On an ordinary day, this pack house is a busy hub, with packers stocking citrus fruit ready for export. It is post-season, and there are only a few almost ripe fruits on the tree, due to be harvested in 3 weeks. 60% of this fruit will be off to the European market. Citrus exports from South Africa sustain more than 140,000 local jobs, bringing in 30 billion rand of export revenue annually. But a stalemate regarding the new European Union regulations, which impacts SA citrus exports, could spell a disaster for the 2023 season. A call for government intervention has been made.
In the end of the day, our disadvantage is that the cost is just running away with you, and there's no new markets opening for us for our fruit. So we're sitting with a dilemma. If the EU closes or the protocol gets out of hand and we can't comply with it, where are we going to go with that fruit? Middle East, Far East, Russia, Canada. With the volume of fruit that we have so far in South Africa and the 5-year, 6-year estimates growing, we're just going to have too much fruit in the end of the day.
And it is a difficult challenge because it is going to result in increased cost in the logistical chain of the citrus, of South African citrus products. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge, and when one must also see this challenge in the light of the past 2 years on a logistical point of view, with logistical challenges, and also globally with the war, the Russia-Ukraine war that disrupted supply chains, and the citrus industry have come through two very difficult years. So with that as a background, it's definitely going to be a challenge for the industry to pick up extra cost as what's now going to be required to adhere to the new protocols.
A recent study by the Bureau for Food and Agriculture Policy estimates that should the European Union continue to enforce the new regulations, additional costs and loss of income will amount to more than 500 million in 2023. Furthermore, nearly 1.4 billion will be required for an investment in cold storage technology and capacity building to enable full compliance.
The main financial implications on that is it takes longer to get the fruit out of the country. So now it's an extra week that it needs to be under cooling before it can go into the container. So that means it's extra costs at the cold stores, it's extra costs when it goes on the container, and that creates a bottleneck, because where the flow was that the fruit must be quicker out of the country, now it bottlenecks into more capacity needed at the cold stores, and we are already under immense pressure on the cold stores to get the fruit out and containers.
In June last year, the South African government lodged a complaint with the World Trade Organization. This after the EU reacted to a complaint by Spain and introduced a new plant and health safety requirements on citrus imported from South Africa. Consultations since then have not made any progress.
There have been a lot of discussions between South African government and the European Union Commission. Unfortunately, it seems that the European Union is not interested in wavering from their present position, despite the fact that they have no technical justification for what they have introduced. It's totally disproportionate in that the pest that they are worried about is being intercepted in far higher numbers from other countries.
The Citrus Growers Association has now written to Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Ibrahim Patel, requesting that he urgently calls for the establishment of a World Trade Organization panel to decide on the matter. Lerato Fekisi, SABC News, Gamtoos Valley in the Eastern Cape.